Hey there, I'm Nick, and in this video, I will show you how to answer the question, tell me about yourself, in your Amazon interview. I'm a former Amazon bar raiser who has interviewed hundreds of Amazon candidates and decided whether the company should hire them or not. I was also a bar raiser mentor who has certified many other bar raisers into existence, meaning that I know very well what it takes to stand out in the Amazon interview process. In the course of 7 different videos, I am sharing with you a proven formula with which you can get hired by Amazon, change your life in the process, and earn hundreds of thousands of dollars in salary and Amazon stock. In previous videos of this 7-day challenge, I have described how to prepare your Amazon resume, how to ace the Amazon functional interview questions, how to prepare for the Amazon behavioral interview questions, and I've role-played how to answer the Amazon behavioral interview questions in the STAR format. In this video, video number 5 of 7, I'm going to show you how to answer the question, tell me about yourself, in the Amazon interview. That's the question that you will hear most frequently on your Amazon interview loop. And the way you answer the tell me about yourself question is different from the mental structures we've already covered when answering the Amazon functional interview questions and Amazon's behavioral interview questions. Therefore, this topic deserves a separate video. So let's go, and as always, I will show you by doing. There are 4 things you need to keep in mind to ace the tell me about yourself question. Part 1 is to always repeat your answer to this question, no matter how many times you hear it during the interview loop. This is in stark contrast with your behavioral answers, which you should not repeat throughout the loop, and also to your functional answers, which should be ideally different from one question to another. The tell me about yourself answer is the same. There's only one you. You have one resume, you have one career so far. Therefore, no matter how many times you hear this question, you should provide the same response over and over and over again. That's totally fine. Part number 2 is that you should keep your answer to this question relatively short. Try to stay within 2 minutes if you can. You should definitely answer this question in a shorter amount of time than what it takes you to answer a behavioral or a functional question. A behavioral question, a behavioral STAR question would usually take you 6 or 7 minutes to answer fully. The tell me about yourself question, try to fit it within a couple of minutes. Part number 3 in acing the tell me about yourself question is to describe the major macro themes in your career so far. I will show you how I've done that on my Amazon Bound site. So if we go there, this is the top of the site, and if I scroll down to my biography here, I'm gonna read this passage to you, but before I do so, I'll time myself. All right, let's hit start and let's go. I have 20 plus years of experience at Microsoft and Amazon as a technical principal in product management and business development. At Microsoft, I built new Xbox games from scratch and hired teams to launch these games and then scale them. Separately, I was also a Microsoft as appropriate interviewer who was responsible for key hiring decisions. At Amazon, I was one of 4 people who personally pitched Jeff Bezos until he let me co-found Amazon Game Studios, where Amazon eventually deployed $1 billion by acquiring and growing the game streaming platform Twitch, developing a 3D game engine, and building internal games. At Amazon, I was also a trainer of bar raisers who certifies other Amazon employees to become bar raisers. Bar raisers in turn decide, based on behavioral interview methods, whether the company should hire a job candidate. During my bar raiser tenure, I have interviewed 350 plus job applicants and determined whether they raised the Amazon hiring bar. In 2018, I left Amazon to start Amazon Bound, a company designed to help prepare job applicants to interview effectively with Amazon. As of August 2024, 67% of Amazon's Bound customers are hired by Amazon, a 6 times higher rate than the average Amazon acceptance rate of less than 10%. Okay, so if I hit stop here, you can see how it's taken me less than 2 minutes to answer the about me question. So let me talk about some themes here. As you can see, I've kept my about me description at a macro level. I have not bothered to go down into my resume and regurgitate every single line to the interviewer, because interviewers have read through your resume ahead of time. They know who you are, they know what to expect, and therefore you're giving them information they already know. Instead, you should summarize your career so far in 1 or 2 major themes. In my case, I've talked about my career at Microsoft, my career at Amazon, and my entrepreneurial career at Amazon Bound. With each of these topics, I have come up with one or two macro numbers, macro data points. You can see how in Amazon's case, I've talked about $1 billion to acquire Twitch. In Amazon Bound's case, I'm talking how 67% of our customers are hired by Amazon, and that's 6 times higher than the average acceptance rate. So the point is that the answer to the tell me about yourself question is the one place in the interview where you can tell instead of show. You have to show and use data and illustrations and behaviors over and over and over again whenever you are responding to a behavioral question or a functional question. In the about me part, you have to declare how you perceive yourself, how you perceive your career so far professionally, and share that perception with the interviewer. Declare those major themes in your career so far without going into the weeds. If I were to use an analogy to describe the difference between showing and telling, it would be the following one. Telling would be the moon was shining in the night sky. Showing would be stating that he saw a twinkling piece of broken glass on the sidewalk that was reflecting the moonlight. So you can see how the showing part is for your behavioral and functional answers, while the telling part is for your tell me about yourself answer. And finally, part number 4 in answering the tell me about yourself question is to talk about your future briefly. Describing your career with these macro themes is fine and good. You can do that and shut up and do okay. However, you can knock this answer out of the park by describing at the end how you see your professional future. Why is that important? Because a key component of raising the Amazon hiring bar is whether Amazon believes that you have a long run rate at the company. The way Amazon quantifies this is by determining whether they could promote you feasibly at least once in the next 2 to 3 years. Therefore, you can help Amazon see that by closing your answer with a strong statement about your future at Amazon. So it could be something along the lines of, let's imagine you're interviewing for a mid-tier management position in the Amazon business division. So you described your career so far in these major themes using 1 or 2 macro data points, and you end your response by saying, hey, this is what I've done in my career so far. But what I'm more excited about and what I aspire to do in the next 5 years or so is to lead multifunctional teams that are solving B2B problems and working with small businesses at massive scope and scale across the world. And I cannot imagine a better place to do this other than at Amazon. So ending your answer in this fashion would be the absolute cherry on top of the cake. Okay, now you know how to ace the question, tell me about yourself in the Amazon interview, and are ready for the next step in the 7-day challenge to get hired by Amazon and change your life for good. That next step is to learn how to answer the question, why do you want to join Amazon? I'll show you exactly how to do this step by step, as always, in this next video here. I'll see you there real soon.